Howdy folks, welcome back to another of Marty's Daily Sudoku. A little fluffy on me there. I think I got it. Alright, today's puzzle is a medium difficulty. Let's take a gander, shall we? Cool, we got this nice alley all the way through. We'll see how those work. We got some alleys here, and here. So like if you're looking for a pair, like see these fours go across the top and four through the middle. I always start looking at the pairs. Now see this 2 comes across the top, only one spot left for that. See, that's what those alleys, that's why I like those alleys a lot. And see, you have a pair of 5s, 5 across the middle, 5 across the middle, just one spot left for the 5. You have an 8. That's one of the things I do like about this particular game is it's computer made, so there's a lot of symmetry to it. So when you find one solution, if you look at the symmetry of the opposite page or the opposite part of the game, you'll see some of that symmetry gives you some of the same answers. Okay, here in the center row, we're just missing a 1 to complete that, but we didn't have a 1. Okay, so we got 2 numbers here, we got 2 numbers here. Looks like we need a 1 and a 7. Well, we have a 7 here to help us out, so our 7 has to go there and our 1 has to go there. What are the 2 numbers we're missing here? 1, 2, we need a 3, 4, 5, and a 6. A 3 and a 6, and look at that. There's a 6 to help us out there. So there's our 6, there's our 3. Now we have 2 here and 2 here. So if we look at this row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a 9 are the 2 we're missing here. I'm looking for help and I don't see it. So that's okay. We'll just pencil that in for later. And then 1, 2, we need a 3, 4, 5, and a 6. So a 3 and a 6. 3 and a 6. And I don't see anything helping us on that one just yet, but we'll get there. In fact, I'm seeing the 6 solution right now. See this 6 here comes across the top? See these 7s too? There's a pattern. So this 6 comes across the top. This 6 comes through the middle. This 6 comes up the left side. So the only place for a 6 in this cube is right there. That helps us with this. Has to be a 3 and a 6. All right. Okay. Now, do we have that same pattern down here? Ooh, look at this. We've got some 5s. 5 across the bottom, 5 through the middle, 5 down the right side. Only spot for a 5 is right there. So we still have a lot of neat patterns that we can look into here. Let's see what else we have. Okay. All right. 7s, 2s, 3s. We got numbers all over the place. All right. 8, 4, 6, 2. So see this 8, 4, 6, 2 comes right up here, and so the 8, 4, and the 2 have to be up here. Do you see that? See this 8, 4, 6, and 2? I was just kind of using this little alleyway. So if we do that, the 6 is already up here, but the 8, 4, and the 2 are not up here in this cube yet. So they cannot be here. That means 8, 4, and a 2 have to be over here. Okay, so we know, okay, I do have a 2 here. 2 and a 2. And then the 8 and the 4 have to be over here. Now what I'm seeing is, see this 7? It's telling me here in this cube the only place for a 7 is here, because if 8, 4, and 2 have to fit here. In my last game I called that a triple lock, and this is kind of a triple lock. Well, it is a triple lock. I do not run into triple locks very often, folks. In fact, I think I said I've played this for 30 years and I've only ran into 2. So technically, that right there, folks, is a triple lock. These 3 cells cannot be anything else other than an 8, 4, and a 2, where this cool little alley is. The 7 comes across the top now, the 7 comes across the bottom. 7 is in the middle. That helps us that this can't be a 7 anymore. Has to be a 9 and a 2. All right. Now we need a 1 in this column. We can't have it in one of these two. The other way to look at it is this one comes down the left, this one comes down through the middle. Only spot left. So the two numbers that are left, 1 and 2, we need a 3, 4, and a 5. A 3 and a 5. So there they are. 3 and a 5, 3 and a 5. Just like that. So now let's come over here to this side and let's look at this one. See, do we have a 1? We do. Do we have a 9? No. So a 9 has to go here or here. 9 or 9. 6, 5, and 2. 6, 5, and 2. Okay, so it doesn't give us the same triple lock solution, which I know I was a lot more excited about that triple lock yesterday because I don't run into those very often. So this 7 comes across, this 7 comes down. 7 has to be over here somewhere. 1, 2, I need a 3. The 3 can't be in the bottom, the 3 can't be in the center. So the 3 has to go here. 4 can be anywhere. We've got our 5, 6, we've got our 7 marked, we got 8, and the 8 can go anywhere that it wants to. Okay. So we still have a 4 and an 8. And that's all right. We'll leave those there for just a moment. Okay, so we've got a lot of other pairs, and I think I just need to start marking them out. All right, so I've got a pair of 5s through the center and the right. Okay, I've got a pair of 8s, right, left and right, so the 8 has to be through the center here. Pair of 6s going down, center and right. I'm just going vertically right now on these 3 cubes. Got a pair of 7s down the left and the center. Okay, and then a pair of 9s down the left and the center. So this, folks, is a double lock right here. See these 7s and 9s, 7s and 9s. There's only 2 spots left that it can be. So these two are double locked. No matter how we slice or dice the rest of the numbers, those two have to be there. So that helps us to deduce what these two numbers are. It looks like we need a 1 and a 4 for this column to be complete. So there's a helpful 1 there. So this one can only be a 4. This one can only be a 1 because these two are double locked. You cannot change them to anything else no matter what. Otherwise it will break the puzzle. Okay, now that being said, what about over here? What do we need? I got a 1. I need a 2. Now that could go pretty much anywhere. I need a 3. Okay, I don't have any help on that one just yet. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so those are the two numbers that we're missing. Now we put this 4 in here, which means a 4 cannot go here. Okay. That means if we're looking over here in this third cube, that 4 has to go down here. See, I have a ghost row of a 4. See, one of these two is a 4. So I cannot have a 4 anywhere else here. This is a solid 4. And this 4 comes up the center. So the only place for a 4 is right here. Now we have a pair of 4s. We haven't done these 3 cubes yet. I was just kind of marking up what we could find and what we knew. So let's take a look at these 3. So the center numbers are all there. There's a 6, 4, and a 7. There's a 5, 7, and a 3. So let's look at those. Let's crisscross those guys out. So we got a pair of 6s left and center. Now we do have a 6 across the top. So the only place for a 6 is right there. Now this one helps us to eliminate this one. Only spot left now for a 6 right there. All right, so those pairs are helping us out. What about 4s? I got a 4 in the left. I got a 4 down the center. One spot left for a 4 right there. Okay, now I only have 2 numbers left in this column. Anytime I only have 2 or 3 numbers left, I pause and I look because they can help us out a lot and sometimes they're really easy to force. So we need a 1 and a 2, it looks like, and I have a helpful 1 right there. It says 1 cannot go there, so the 1 has to go there, so the only place left for the 2 is right there. Now remember folks, this right here has to be either a 2 or an 8. It can no longer be a 2. So that makes this one our 8. And then if I look in this cube, this is the only spot left for a 2. And we already have an 8, so this is the only spot left for a 4. So they just start to dominoes down. They just fall to pieces. Okay, now I've got 2 numbers missing here in this column. 1, 2, 3. I need a 4. Okay, 4 and 9. Those are double locked. All right, so now we got 3 numbers over here. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and I cannot have an 8 across the top, so my 8. See how nice and neat that is? Just the 2 numbers, it's all they are. And then when one gives it up, they all just kind of trickle down and fall to pieces. Okay. All right, so now we've got 3 numbers over here. I don't think we finished up all of our pairs just yet, but anytime there's 3, I like to pause. All right, so I'm looking in this column, and I need a 1. I don't have a 1 yet, but it can't be up here. So one of these 2 has to be my 1. I don't have any help horizontally just yet. So we'll throw that in there. There's our 2, there's our 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I need an 8 and a 9. Okay, so I do have an 8 here that says it can't be there. So I only have 2 places for my 8, here and here. Now 9, I'm looking horizontally and I'm not seeing any help whatsoever with my 9. So it can be any one of those. So I'm going to hold off for just a moment. Let's look to see if our pairs have given us anything else to help us with. And I can look horizontally too. Oh, look at this guy right here. There's only 2 numbers in this row. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Okay, 3. I'm missing a 3 and a 5. Cool, look at that, 3 and 5. Okay, so this one needs to be a 3 or a 5. Okay, I've got no help horizontally or vertically, so let me just throw in the 3 and the 5. 3 and the 5. Just pencil marks are really, really important. What's the other number that we're missing over here? A 2. Oh, cool, look at that, folks. Okay, so I'm looking at this originally this row, and now I see I've got 3 spots in this column, so I'm taking a look at it. Now I've got a 1, now I need a 2. All right, well, I cannot have a 2 here, and I cannot have a 2 here. So the only way to actually make this work is to put a 2 right there. All right, and then I have a 5 down here, and one of these 2 are my 5, so this one has to become my 5. And then I just carefully follow my dominoes. So the only number left in this column is a 3. Now if that's a 3, that becomes my 8. If that's an 8, that becomes my 7. If that's a 7, that becomes my 3. Now if that's a 7, that one's a 9. If that's a 9, then that one's a 7. And you got to be careful only to do that once you have your pencil marks fully done, because if you don't, I have done it multiple times where I've eliminated something I should not have. Okay, 2 numbers that are missing up here, folks. 1, 2, looks like we're missing a 3. There we go. All right, now we did put a 9 here, so if that makes that a 9, that makes this a 4, which makes this one a 9. I just following my dominoes through. Okay, now if this is an 8, that means this one cannot be an 8. So that makes this one my 8. This one follows, just follow the dominoes. There we go. Now if that's a 3, that makes that one a 5, makes that one a 3. Pencil marks will do all the work for you, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a 5. Well, it cannot be here. And then 6, 7, 8. Last number I need for this cube is a 9. Okay. All right, so we're going to come down here. I need a 1. It's going to be one of these ones. I need a 2. It cannot be here, so my 2 has to be one of these 2. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I need an 8. Now we put the 8 there, so it can't be here, and we have an 8 going across the top. So the only place for an 8, folks, is right there, which just dominoes our 2. And then we need a 9. Well, we cannot have a 9 here, so our 9 has to go here, which leaves just one spot for the 1. 3 numbers missing. Okay, we've got a 1. Cannot be in the middle or the bottom, so it has to go on the top. We need a 2, and it cannot go in the middle. 3, we need a 4, and look at that, folks, last place for it. Medium puzzle. I cannot make that up. A triple lock 2 days in a row. Man, that's crazy. But it was there. We got it recorded. So, as always, I always recommend pausing it and printing you off a couple copies, play along with. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Always welcome any comments, suggestions, or challenges that you have for me. And we'll catch you all later. You guys have a great day.